Coming up next, further intel regarding the tragic case of Morgan Violi.
And a look at the current state of Iran.
And I'll have a look at your weekly forecast coming up on News Channel 12.
Live from the campus of Western Kentucky University, you're watching News Channel 12, where commitment makes the difference.
Last week, federal prosecutors announced an update in a 30-year-old cold case, the death of Morgan Violi. Welcome to News Channel 12 live at 1:30. I'm Jamison.
And I'm Mary Couch. This week, reporter Gavin Schmucky takes us back 30 years to where it all began.
3 years ago, the Bowling Green community was forever changed. Morgan Violi was kidnapped here at the Colony Apartments. Robert Scott Froberg was charged with her abduction. On April 3rd, 1996, Froberg escaped from a prison work detail in Alabama. Soon after, he robbed an elderly woman and stole her 1986 Oldsmobile, fleeing to Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania. On May 20th, 1996, he was discovered in a children's treehouse after attempting to lure a 7-year-old boy. Police arrested him, and he was jailed in North Cumberland County Jail. On July 16th, 1996, he escaped again. On July 23rd, 1996, a maroon Chevrolet van with an Ohio license plate was stolen in Dayton, Ohio, near Froberg's parents' home. The next day, July 24th, 1996, 7-year-old Morgan Violi was playing at the Colony Apartments in Bowling Green, Kentucky. A man driving a maroon van attempted to grab another child before abducting Morgan. A witness described the suspect and vehicle.
Law enforcement collected forensic evidence from that van, which was key to both tying Morgan to the van and ultimately Froberg to the van. The FBI sent a strand of hair recovered from the van back to the lab for testing. The FBI found that a DNA profile extracted from the hair was associated with Robert Scott Froberg.
On July 26, 1996, the stolen van was found at a truck stop in Tennessee. On October 20th, Morgan's body was discovered in the woods in White House, Tennessee.
Froberg admitted to abducting Morgan and throwing her in the back of the van. Froberg admitted that with Morgan in the back of the van, he traveled south until he pulled off the interstate in White House, Tennessee.
Federal criminal complaint was filed in the Western District of Kentucky, charging him with kidnapping, resulting in death. With News Channel 12, I'm Gavin Schmucky.
Our condolences go out to the Violi family. Such a horrible tragedy here in the local community.
Now let's take a look overseas at the state of Iran. The United States and Israel have launched what they are calling Operation Epic Fury. Reporter Megan Geisler has the story.
The WKU Department of Political Sciences held an event on Wednesday, March 4th, where professors gave short presentations on the current conflict between the U.S. and Iran to help students better understand what is going on in the world right now. On February 28th, the United States and Israel launched a military strike against Iran, targeting different nuclear sites across the region. It was later confirmed that the Iranian Supreme Leader was killed in these attacks. One of the presenting professors, Dr. Sol Kiatzapor, spoke on the reasons the U.S. had for launching this attack.
Preventing Iran from helping terrorist organizations in the region, preventing Iran from attacking Israel, and also preventing Iran from restricting the flow of oil from the Persian Gulf to the rest of the world. Which are things that the Iranian regime has threatened in the past to do.
One of the reasons the U.S. had for launching the strike was initiating a change of regime in Iran. A regime is a system of government or the way a country is run. During the event, Dr. Kiatzapor detailed what the current regime looks like in Iran.
They have imposed a religious authoritarian regime in Iran since 1979 that imposes a particular interpretation of Islam on society. They're interested in exporting that revolution, their view of Islam to the countries in the region, and that's why they've supported various terrorist organizations to destabilize other governments around the region.
The war in Iran is expected to continue for quite some time, and President Donald Trump has not ruled out putting boots on the ground in Iran. For News Channel 12, I'm Megan Geisler.
Reporter Megan Geisler now joins us to fully break down what's going on in Iran. Megan, how are you today?
I'm doing really good. How are you guys?
We're doing pretty good. So, Megan, a lot of people across the country have begun to worry about their safety during this war. Is this something that we legitimately need to be concerned about?
So I did speak to Dr. Timothy Rich. He was one of the professors that was speaking at the event. And he assured me that although it is possible, it is highly unlikely that anything will happen to us here in Kentucky and here in the United States. And we are safe.
Thank goodness for that.
And now, what are the social media effects of this war and how has it been on the people?
So all over social medias like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, a lot of people have been almost poking fun at the war. There have been memes about getting drafted, and instead of causing fun or humor, it's actually caused a widespread panic because it's taking this misconception that we're at risk and it's turning it into funny, joking terms.
Indeed,
Well, thank
Megan,
you for joining us today and for sharing your insight. Now we are joined by meteorologist Kevin Riley to look at the weather. Kevin, how's it feeling outside? How's the weekend forecast looking?
It's actually pretty warm. We're getting close to record territory today, but as we look at those temperatures coming up for our weekend, we are sitting in those 80-degree temperatures right now. 83 degrees is where we stand. Our record for today is actually 85. We'll see if we get there, but those winds are coming out of the south-southwest, still 11 miles per hour, and our dew point is at 59 degrees. Our temperatures across the entire area, we're sitting at 80 in Henderson, 82 in Greenville, 81 degrees in Hopkinsville, and our friends up north are about 79 degrees in Louisville. Taking a look at those dew points, we see those upper 50s across the area, 63 in Paducah, 53 in London. So our dew points are a little bit humid, but not too terrible. Our hourly pointer shows those 80s will continue, but we will cool off into those 70s as we progress throughout the evening. And more weather headlines, we are looking at a storm chance this weekend, a warm start to the week and a cool down as we begin. But coming up, one WKU museum hosts a celebration of arts.
First night here, but Amy seems cool. Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
And welcome back to News Channel 12. From now until April 17th, Kentucky Museum at Western Kentucky University is hosting the 24th annual Abound Credit Union Celebration of the Arts. Along outstanding community art showing regional artists, the museum took submissions from Kentucky artists with a 65-mile radius, a variety of media from painting to photography to sculpture. The exhibition celebrates the talent found right within our community. From WKU students to the local artists outside art professionals judge the pieces and give out awards. The museum arts director explains the significance of the show.
It gives both people that are well-established artists, but also fledgling artists that are just starting out kind of a chance to be in a juried show and be able to show their creativity and all their artistic expression. Sometimes it's an act of bravery for people, because anytime you share yourself with the world creatively, you have people that are going to look at it. So it's a real safe spot to come and do that, because we had our opening last week where we gave out our awards, and people bring their family and their friends to show off their art and to experience all this, because I think great art in a community really enlivens the community and adds so much to the community.
A popular fast food chain wants to pay you 6 figures just to eat. Wendy's is on a nationwide search for a chief tasting officer. For $100,000 a year, you'll taste Wendy's menu, create content, share creative feedback, and help the company keep a pulse on what's trending in fast food. The job description leans into humor, saying applicants just need a mouth, a pulse, and strong opinions about the brand's food. The remote role also requires very little travel. To apply, candidates must submit a video showing why they're the perfect personality hire, and of course, be sure to show off their tasting skills.
Now, Mary, if I got paid $100,000 a year just to eat Wendy's products, I'm not sitting at this table right now.
Now, normally I would agree with you, but I gotta tell you, Jamie, I currently have a bone to pick with Wendy's. Do you have any idea what that might be?
I'm guessing the 4 for $4.
See, we're on the same page. It's the fact that the $5 biggie bag is now a $6 biggie bag, and I just don't have that extra dollar.
Indeed, Mary, but now we are expecting rain this weekend. Kevin will give us the latest forecast next on News Channel 12.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School, college first-round draft pick. On and off the field, we were taught to not show any signs of weakness. During the football season, I would stop eating, but I didn't know I was depressed. I thought that something was wrong with me. For 20 plus years was physical. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father, as a man, and as a husband. Put the importance on your mental health. I'm not scared to talk about it anymore. The first tool is therapy. The second one is positive self-talk. And then journaling, putting your thoughts on paper. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire. How to control the flames. What to do with hot coals. How to secure your chains. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to News Channel 12. I'm your forecaster, Kevin Riley. We are currently seeing in those 80-degree temperatures, still 83 degrees in Bowling Green. Those winds are out of the south-southwest at 11 miles per hour, and that dew point is around 59 degrees. And our satellite and radar composite shows those little specks you see in the clouds are puffy cumulus clouds, they're called, but we are seeing those scattered clouds in general. Our temperatures are looking at those 80s, 82 in Greenville, 80 up in Henderson, a little bit cooler in our eastern counties, and especially north up in Louisville, where it's currently 79 degrees up there. And our friends down in Nashville, about 82 degrees. Our dew points are across the area, we are sitting in those upper 50s, around 59 here in Bowling Green, 63 out in Paducah, which is considered to be slightly humid. Our wind speeds are out of the south, which is responsible for this warm air mass we are experiencing. We are experiencing those wind gusts around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Looking at our hourly planner, we are sitting at 83 degrees, but we will cool off into those 70s as we progress throughout the evening, but still rather warm for this time of night, 73 degrees at 9 p.m. In fact, looking at our storm outlook, we do have a marginal risk, which is a level 1 out of 5 for severe storms tomorrow. I'm not really concerned about tornadoes per se, but damaging winds is the primary threat for this event that could unfold tomorrow. And I'll have a look at your radar here as we time it out. Looking at our Saturday morning, we are quiet for the most part until we get to about lunchtime on Saturday. About 2 p.m. Saturday, we will see a line of showers and storms roll through the region. Those will clear out, but we are left with the clouds until about Sunday morning when we start to clear out. But on Sunday, those clouds will return going into our Monday. Our 7-day rain graph, our highest chance of rain is Saturday, but you'll notice that those rain chances will continue as we progress throughout the week, but it won't be raining every second of the day. There will be plenty of dry time in between rain showers. And our 7-day forecast shows that our warm temperatures will continue until about Sunday, where we cool off into those upper 60s, about 68 degrees on Sunday. 80s will return now on Tuesday, so it is a little bit of a roller coaster in terms of those temperatures but looking ahead to next Thursday, we could be looking at high temperatures in those mid-50s. Coming up, reporter Malaya Miles goes beyond the desk to highlight the impactful women on campus for Women's History Month.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing to keep us focused.
A habit we never skip, to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mental health. Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Welcome back to Beyond the Desk, a segment where we highlight the people, places, and experiences that shape the Bowling Green community. March is Women's History Month, where women are honored for their contributions in history and society. But what about the women who are making history here at WKU? Through compassion, perseverance, and faith, I talked to 3 women who are leaving a legacy for WKU students. Julie Jones, a social worker, Kappa Delta alumni, and chapter advisory board chair, and a mother, has left a lasting impact on WKU. Jones has spent her career advocating for others. She furthers her advocacy through her sisterhood.
Jones said she feels pride to be a part of KD because of how strong each woman is individually, but even more so together. In loving memory of Heather Strode, Jones took on Strode's legacy of being the chapter's advisory board chair, taking the honor and opportunity to help young women succeed. On to Professor Diane McDonald, a woman of perseverance. Professor McDonald is a practitioner and assistant professor of advertising and public relations. Throughout the entirety of her career, she has been the minority in male-dominated fields. She uses education and wisdom to lead by example and combat sexism, her mom being her biggest inspiration because she also challenged the norm of where women should stand. Professor McDonald leaves her female students with one message: don't wait until you feel like you belong as a woman in leadership positions. You're ready now. Last, but certainly not least, Dr. Martha Sells uses her faith as an anchor for her to stand strong as a woman. Dr. Sells is the Dean of Students, Vice President of Student Experience, and awarding $20 million to student success through grant writing at WKU. Dr. Sells has displayed leadership qualities her entire life. As a Black woman, she said it can be challenging and that leadership is hard, but people can do hard things. Wanting to leave a legacy, she said Jesus led so well he left. Dr. Sells hopes that when she retires, her work and legacy on campus leave a lasting impact, and knowing that those she took care of are prepared for success. Womanhood is not only an honor, but a legacy. These women show their contributions and go above and beyond for the students of Western Kentucky University.
Of course, now Malia, with such a prominent month highlighting women and their greatness in society, can you really tell us what their influence has on us?
Their influence has a great impact on us, just from the things that I said, but I went out and interviewed. I asked a lot of females. I was like, do you have a professor or someone that you look up to or you feel inspired by? And these are 3 women that I constantly heard feedback from. And I think it's very important that women know that they can be leaders, that they can be strong, and they can do hard things. And that's what I enjoyed most about this.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. And when we return, make sure to put on your dancing shoes as we get ready to talk all things Dance Big Red.
A lot of my friends told me that I wasn't going to be able to do it. You don't need to start out with a teenager because they've had all these things that they've gone through.
Could we give him the things he needed to be a successful adult?
What parent isn't worried about, what am I not doing right? What am I not doing enough?
That's my son.
My dad showcased a sense of love that I never had before.
I had a rough time, but I saw that even though the way I was acting, they didn't push me away.
She says that we're her heroes, but she's also mine.
I've had 3 other mother figures in my life, but only one of them has taught me how a mother loves.
How you guys raised me is absolutely amazing. And I really, really appreciate that.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused.
A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out that self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and your mental health.
Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Dance Big Red has their annual dance event tonight, but there's even more opportunities to raise money for the cause. Reporter Hannah Humble will bring the story of Dance Little Red.
There's an opportunity to
Dance for Those Who Can't Dance Themselves. I'm here at South Warren High School for the 10th year of Dance Little Red in order to raise money for Norton's Children's Hospital.
For 10 years, Dance Little Red has created an atmosphere at the high school level for students to dance for those who can't dance themselves. Dance Little Red is in support of Western Kentucky University's Dance Big Red on March 6th. This event is held at South Warren High School with participation from Greenwood, Warren East, Warren Central, and South Warren. Students participating raise money for families at Norton Children's Hospital.
It all goes towards research and equipment and just anything that the foundation wants to use it for. So we specifically fundraise for the cancer care and the cardiovascular unit. So that is mostly what it goes towards, but the funds can be allocated other places that they deem necessary. So ultimately it's just going back to support the families and making their stays at Norton's better and allowing their kids to just get the best care possible.
The event officially started at 4 o'clock, where students heard from one of Norton's very own families that are positively impacted by donations. Dance Big Red events highlights families that are directly impacted by the fundraisers of those who participate. Some people have special ties with Dance Big Red that keep them pushing for the cause, like South Warren High School's Dance Little Red sponsor and advisor, Erica Lawless.
I went to WKU. I went to Dance Big Red as a student, loved it. And then when I started teaching here at South Warren, I was introduced that there was a high school version and we could still contribute to Dance Little Red and Big Red. So I took over and have helped with Dance Little Red. This is my 4th year.
Dance Little Red student leaders choreographed a short dance to teach participants in small portions every 10 minutes. After learning little segments of the dance in portions, the students were able to put the choreography together in the end for a full dance performance. In between dances, there are opportunities to play games like basketball, volleyball, water cup pong, musical chairs, cornhole, and more. No matter what activity people are drawn to, there was something for everyone to enjoy.
I think it's really important to give where you feel inclined. So if you feel really moved by the cause for Norton Children's Hospital, any Children's Miracle Network, or just any cause in general, give back when you can. It always comes back and you'll always feel better, and good things will come to you if you give to your community.
This event is fun for students, but it has an even bigger impact on families. Dancing for those who can't dance themselves. With News Channel 12, I'm Hannah Humble.
The Dance Little Red fundraiser has raised over $12,261.39 in donations.
And we are now joined by co-fundraising chair for Dance Big Red, Damani Bell. So Damani, for those of us who are unfamiliar with the Dance Big Red event, can you kind of give us a summary of what tonight will be all about?
Yeah, so essentially we are in Preston Health and Wellness Center for about 6 hours. We start at 6 and it ends at midnight when we reveal our number at 11:55. Essentially we've been working literally since last April fundraising money for Norton Children's Hospital in Louisville, Kentucky. Our exec team is about 19 people this year. Like I said, I'm fundraising co-chair with Sophie Antle, and then we have our 2 overall chairs, Brooke Hamilton and Maggie Blair.
That's awesome. So can you just talk to us a little bit about personally what inspired you to get involved with Dance Big Red and why others should care?
Yeah, so when I was growing up, I did theater, and there was a kid in my community who ended up being diagnosed with cancer, and I just remember how upset he was having to be in the hospital and different things like that. So I just felt this is the one way that I could help. I felt so helpless. I literally cried in bed because I literally couldn't help. It was in the middle of COVID. So since then, I started with Dance Blue, and now I do Dance Big Red here at WKU.
So what is the goal of the fundraiser for this year?
What is your number that you're trying to hit?
I really want about $115K. Last year we raised about $105,000, but this year I'm going for $115, so I'm just keeping my fingers crossed and hoping we see that number tonight.
Awesome. All right, well, let's see. Can you tell us just about like things that you have been preparing to do, the events that you've been holding throughout the semester and all that?
One of my favorite events that we did was Dancing with DBR. We raised about $5,000. It was like Dancing with the Stars. I got to participate in everything, so yeah.
That is so exciting.
Indeed. Thank you, Damani, for joining us, but unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for tuning in with us here in Studio 2.